Good morning, Tonya.
Good morning.
We made it live. Welcome, and welcome to anybody who is here watching with us today. And anybody who shows up later, thank you for coming. I'm Jean Faivor, and I am a parent liaison with the Great Start Collaborative and Parent Coalition of Charlevoix and Northern Antrim County. And on our Community Connection Spotlight today, we have Tonya Turkleson, and she's going to be talking all things Michigan Department of Health and Human Services related. She's a just veritable trough of information and energy and positivity and support. I'm super excited to have you here today, Tonya. I don't know if you'd like to do a brief little introduction and tell people who you are and what you're doing there, and then we'll dive right into everything you have to offer us.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. My name is Tonya Turkleson. I am a family independent specialist with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. I have been working with the state of Michigan for 19 and a half years. I started off as a receptionist and then worked my way up into caseworking and enjoy it. I am glad and excited to have everyone here and who's able to join us. I'm going to talk about some of the programs that we have to offer families. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask those questions during the time that I'm going through the programs. And I'd be happy to answer those questions for you.
Awesome. It looks like we have Susan Chowan here today with us watching. So hi, Susan. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Susan.
Yeah. So Tanya's she is great. I'm so excited to have her here. She says Tonya is great. So I agree. So I don't know where you want to begin. There's a list of things, and we're going to take our time to go through it so that we can get them all out there. So you just start, and if anybody has questions, I will interrupt you and fill you in. If anybody needs clarification or anybody who's live here today needs that, then I will let you know, Tonya. And if I have any questions or if I'm not sure on things, because just meeting with Tonya briefly earlier last week, I learned a lot of things that I didn't know about the services that are out there, which is always an amazing thing. And so I probably will have questions as well, and hopefully that helps straighten things out. So where would you like to begin today?
I am actually going to begin with our Family Independence Program, which is a cash assistance program for those with children in the home. This program, there are many different qualifications to this program, like all of our programs. The first one I want to talk about is the work program for those that are in need of help searching for employment. And this program, we work closely with Michigan Works, and we have the client go and meet with Michigan Works. And the cash program, with the Michigan Works program, we refer them over there. And the Michigan Works coordinator meets with the client and goes through what their family life is like, and if they have any obstacles in their way or challenges or barriers that they need assistance with to be able to sustain employment. The Michigan Works coordinator works closely with us, and we help them to get through some of those barriers, and so that they're able to have a good employment and be able to keep that employment. You see a lot of our parents that sometimes can't keep employment because of some of those barriers, especially at some of those barriers. So the program is really great, and like I said, I work closely with the Michigan Works coordinator. We have monthly meetings to discuss each of the cases and where each of our clients are at in fulfilling their employment services.
So this is specifically, so you say it's Family Independence Program. Did I get it? So, and this is specifically for parents with children. Do the children have to be a certain age? Just
up to 18 years of age and
Okay.
be in school. They have to be
Okay.
enrolled in school
Okay.
and attending school regularly.
So if I'm a parent and of a child 18 or younger that's in school and I'm currently unemployed, I could not just go straight to Michigan Works, but I could go to Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and tell them I'm looking for a job, and you will work in partnership with Michigan Works. And then once I get a job through that work, you will also help financially keep me employed. And is that how I'm Am I taking that right?
Well, once you find employment, you do the program until you find employment that takes you off of the cash assistance.
Okay.
So then, because the cash assistance amount, I mean, it's not a large amount for a family of, let's say, three. The cash assistance payment amount they'd be eligible for is $492.
Okay.
So it's just, a kind of a program where you get enough just to get back, just to get
So,
in.
so it's kind of like money to help purchase materials to help get that job. So to work on the resume or to get some business attire, that sort of thing, or to get maybe your vehicle in good shape to get to work. That's kind of what the cash assistance is for, to get you a job. Okay.
Yep, and the Michigan Works program has a lot of resources to offer as well while they're there. If they're looking to get their GED, if they didn't finish school, they can that could be part of their goal while doing this program. They do offer the GED programs. If they are looking to maybe get enrolled in colleges, they can help with getting that process started for them as well.
Awesome. Very cool.
Okay. And then, we do also offer, those, if you have a parent that is just had a baby and they're on maternity leave, then they would be deferred from this program. So they could get the cash assistance for that 2-month postpartum and not have to do this program.
Is the cash assistance per month? Is it a one-time? How is that?
Nope, it'd be the same. They'd get that cash assistance. Say it's a family of three, that
Right.
$492 a month,
Okay.
and then
Per month. Gotcha.
and then they'd be deferred from doing that Work First program for 2 months.
Right. That makes sense. They're on maternity leave. Yep.
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
And then that wouldn't come out. So there is probably a maximum amount of time you can be working on this, the workforce program. Is that what you called it? You can't just stay on that indefinitely. So is there like an amount of time, like after 6 months, you need to have a job, or what? Is there a limit?
Well, after 2 months, after their 2-month postpartum is over, then we refer them to Michigan Works.
Okay.
So then during that 2-month time frame, they might want to be working on looking for daycare, maybe possibly trying to, even they could also then try to find employment on their own if they didn't want to do this program. But again, it's a really good program to help with. Like I said, if you have some barriers, we can help you get through those barriers with some of the fundings we have. And we can also help with daycare assistance as well while they're doing this program. And I'll go more into detail about that.
That's a different category.
Program in a little bit. But yes, and so we do have that cash assistance that you can apply for if, once you have a baby and need that extra income for at least the 2 months while you're off.
Awesome. So, and we'll talk about application process. Maybe it's different for all the programs, or maybe it's the same. So I am that person and I want to do this. Where do I go? Who do I call? What happens when I call? Is there a form to fill out? Is there an app? What is I know there's a website.
Yes. If you already have, are on other programs with us, if you have your My Bridges set up, then that's the easiest way to do it, because then all your information's already in there. So it's just going on there and then clicking on what program you want to apply for. And, updating any information, going through the screens, of course, and updating any of your information that may have changed, address, income, any asset changes that you have. But otherwise, if you do it through your My Bridges, we get it right away.
Okay.
Once you hit that submit button, it comes to our office and it gets registered, and then it will go to a worker to be processed.
Okay.
You'll probably, get a phone call. We do try to attempt to make a phone call once we get the applications and do the interview right away. If you're not available at that time, we then send an appointment notice for an appointment a week later.
Okay.
So another way you can apply is you can come into the local office and get a paper app and apply through there, or you can just go online and apply online too.
Okay, so there's like a form online, and I'll put all the links and the websites and phone numbers in the comments, after this, so everybody has that handy when they come watch this video. So if I have a My Bridges account, which is I would have if I'm getting any other services through DHS, such as food stamp assistance, which is called food benefits, what is it? What's the acronym now?
Uh,
Is it still
well,
SNAP supplemental? Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we call it FAT around here, Food
Okay.
Assistance Program, in the state of Michigan. But I know other states call it SNAP.
Okay,
Yes.
so we've got FAP. So if I have food assistance, I would hopefully have a MyBridges or at least an account, and that'll kind of help streamline it. Can I create a MyBridges account without having services, or would the first step of that be
Is
filling out the form online or?
Yep, you could go to www.mybridges.com, and then you can set up your account that way and apply right then too. Even if you're a new applicant, you can set that up right away.
Okay, I'm gonna pop that in really quick into the comments. Sorry for everybody listening and hearing my keystrokes. mybridges.com to create a MyBridges account.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. And I know, and I've worked with people who do have a MyBridges account. It's super nice to work through, to have everything there and past documents, and it tells you when you're due for updates and what you have to do and what you need to put in, and you just go through the questionnaire and answer it. So it's really nice compared to the paper applications, at least in my opinion,
Yes,
to be able
I
to
agree.
have clarity on that. So awesome. So Family Independence Program
Yep.
for getting employment is our first step. And then we went down the MyBridges rabbit hole, which is
Yes.
applicable for everything you're talking about today, I imagine.
Yes.
That is going to apply. So awesome. What else
Yeah.
do you have?
Okay, so then we have, going from there, the daycare program. Daycare assistance, we do offer daycare assistance. We offer it for employment, if you're employed, we can offer daycare assistance, even if you're doing college classes, whether it be in person or online. We can offer daycare during your school hours. If you have counseling or treatment program you're going to, we can offer daycare for those hours that you have to do the counseling or treatment program. And again, same process, application to apply for daycare. What I really want to look at mainly is that the income limit scale that's available, because it's a little confusing, and I think a lot of providers get a little confused by it, and so do our clients. When you first apply, if you look at, I don't know if you put that on there.
I put it in there. It's not in the comments to the live, but it is in the comments to the event. So I'll try to, when we're done here, I'll throw it in these comments too.
Okay.
So that's there for people to see in the future. But
So this, the income limit scale, when you first apply for daycare, there is on that chart, it says entry level, and there's a column for entry level depending on your family size and the income, gross income bracket of where you can fall in. You have to fall in that entry level income bracket to be eligible for daycare. There are other columns where it says maximum monthly gross income. At application, don't look at those columns.
oh boy.
Yes. You have to be eligible at the income bracket with the entry level column.
Is it clear on the application or on the chart that it says, like it's highlighted, this is the number we need to look at? Okay.
Well, it's highlighted as entry.
Okay.
So like I said, that's why it's kind of confusing. It just says entry column.
Okay.
And that's the one you want to focus on at application.
Okay, so if
Okay.
I make less than the entry level income, I qualify for this child care.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Now, the other columns, the maximum monthly gross income columns, come into effect when, if someone is now active daycare, they have an increase in income, hours, they get another job, something like that. That's when we look at those other columns, and as long as they fall into those other columns, they continue to be eligible.
Gotcha. Okay, so the reasoning behind that is you need to get childcare to increase your wages, and once your wages increase, we still want to support you until you can get out of that maximum amount. Okay, so
Yes.
the entry level, in order to enter this program, this is what you need. Hopefully you can get up to the maximum, through. Okay, all right, good to know.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're kind of on your own, because hopefully you can do
Yes,
it.
yeah, and the income, those income limits that after you have
The entry.
been eligible, they're pretty high.
Okay.
So then with daycare, once you're eligible for daycare, you're automatically eligible for a year.
Okay.
Even if you lose that need reason, so employment stops, you're out of school, any of those things, you still continue to be eligible for that year.
Okay.
We don't close it.
So I can do, so can I combine the family independence program with the child care? Okay, so if I'm trying to get a job and I'm below the entry level since I'm trying to get a job, um, I can use that to help support my children in child care.
Absolutely. As long as you're doing the program through that family independence program, we can approve daycare and authorize daycare for the parent to be able to go and do this program. Now, if they're job searching, we unfortunately, on their own, unfortunately, we can't approve daycare for that because there isn't any way to verify and make sure they actually are doing that job search. Through the Family Independence Program, we have Michigan Works, who's there to help verify that they are job searching.
Ooh,
And then
I'm here.
go into further detail about those income brackets. As you'll see, there are 5 different income brackets there. Well, in the past, depending on where you fell in those income brackets, there was a family contribution that once you got past that entry level,
was required.
there was that you had to pay, or a copay that you would have to pay. Well, that has been waived. There's no longer that copay anymore. So even if you hit the high income bracket, you still have a 0 family contribution or copay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's great. Yeah, those have been waived. It looks like it's waived so far until September of 2023.
Okay. Well, that is very helpful for sure. Awesome.
And then just also very important, after your year is up, you'll get a redetermination in the mail.
Right.
Make sure to submit that determination and get us all the documentation, because if your daycare closes, you then go back to that entry and you have to reapply. You go back to that entry level, to be able to qualify income bracket. And then, but if you get all your stuff in at your redetermination, we still continue to use those higher income brackets.
Okay, so that applies to you. But if you have to start all over, brand new, that's gone.
Yes.
It's always a good idea to try to keep your stuff up to date anyway. So,
yes.
Awesome. And so what is the technical name of that program?
That's just our child daycare program.
Okay. Awesome. So, excellent. It's the same thing. I call, I do the whole thing, and I get hooked up. I say what my needs are, and somebody contacts me.
Yes. Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Are there certain programs, providers, childcare providers that do and do not, like this doesn't work with certain places or certain locations, or does it have to be a licensed childcare center? Is that something that you'd go through with the clients when you're discussing what they can do with it?
Yes, they don't have to use a licensed daycare. They can use a relative.
Okay.
A relative daycare unlicensed provider, or if they do have a friend, they can also have that friend get enrolled with the state of Michigan to be approved to be paid by the state. That if it's a friend, then the child care has to be done in the child's home.
Okay, they have to come.
If it's a relative, the care can be provided in that relative's home.
Okay, yeah, that's good to know, because I know it's hard to find openings, and schedules are a challenge sometimes. So, awesome.
Especially if they have a night shift. There aren't a lot of daycare providers licensed that do
overnight
nightly daycare. For that relative or friend to be approved, they have to enroll on our state of Michigan site, which is the www.michigan.gov/childcare.
Okay, I'm gonna.
and they would go on, the provider would go on there, enroll to be an unlicensed daycare provider. The state would then do a background check on them. Once they've passed the background check, then they would receive an email to attend that Great Start for Quality webinar. And then once they've completed that, they are then the state gives them a provider number, which then they would provide to us,
Awesome.
and we put them on the system as the client's daycare provider, and they can bill the state.
Nice. Susan has a question that actually I had too, but so the redetermination notice, you said that you would be getting that in the mail. Does that come in any other notices? I'm pretty sure you get a little ding in your MyBridges. Is there an email sent out? You get texts? Are there other, multiple levels?
Yeah, that would depend on how you have your MyBridges set up. Okay. So you could have your MyBridges set up to send you an email or a text to remind you that redetermination, that you have something, a correspondence in your MyBridges, and remind you then to be able to go onto your MyBridges and submit that redetermination.
Okay.
But it also sent in the mail to the clients as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Just it comes all over the place.
Yes.
So
yep.
You can't really miss it.
Yeah, you can't. And if you don't get it in by a certain date, then you're getting that notice that your daycare's closing. So, make sure. So, yes, you get a lot of correspondences to remind you that get it in.
Good. We need those. It's busy out there.
Yes, I agree.
I'm trying to pull up. I think the MyBridges website I had put on there was not going through, so I'm just searching it really quick. newmybridges.michigan.gov. Is that?
Maybe that's it. I thought it was www.mybridges.
That took me to something that wasn't it. Oh, I'm going to just pop this in, and hopefully it's helping you every step of the way. You log in, register, apply for benefits, manage your case. So connect with the navigator.
Yep.
Okay. I will pop that one in there. Since it says new MyBridges, maybe that's part of it.
Maybe that's why. I don't work in that program a lot, so I don't know how, people, I know our clients will ask us, well, how do I do this? I'm like, I don't work in it to know exactly what you need to do, but.
All right. What do we have next?
We have next our direct supportive services, and that program is we get funding to help families with things that they need that are their employment services. So the families have to be employed, the parent has to be employed, and these funds there isn't an application you have to apply for. You just either contact us or submit verifications that we need in regards to these services. So no application. The best way is probably to contact us and call us to inquire about what it is you're needing, and then we can go through what exactly we need for verifications from you.
Okay.
But these support services, we have tons of money because we are replenished at every October, and we can help with vehicle purchases, so up to $5,000.
Wow.
So if you are in need of a vehicle, then you the client would have to find the vehicle. So either through a private party, a dealership, they find the vehicle. There's a form that they have the seller fill out and submit to us, and then we would need verification that the parent is employed and driver's license. We need a copy of the driver's license. And then we just need to make sure that the vehicle is worth the value of what the seller is selling it for. And it will have to be, the vehicle would also have to be inspected by a licensed mechanic.
Okay, make sure it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I need it, or my car's broken down, it's not reliable to get me to work, I have a job, I'm a parent, again, is this with children 18 and under in school?
Mm-hmm.
I can just call you and say, hey, will you help me purchase a vehicle? I found this one, and I just can't afford it. That's how it works.
Yep. You have to already be employed or have some type of verification that you are getting hired, or you have employment to go to, and then we can, yes. And if even if you're going through a dealership and the vehicle is more than that $5,000, if all we would need is verification from that dealership that they have been approved to maybe make payments on the other amount, then we can help with that $5,000 towards the vehicle as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a great service right there.
Yes. And then we also, with that funding, can help with vehicle repairs. So if your vehicle is in need of repairs, we can help up to $900 a year. And that's on a case-by-case basis as well. We do sometimes are able to pay more than that as long as the repairs aren't more than the value of the vehicle.
Right.
So we can get an exceptions to be able to pay more than the $900. But to qualify for that, again, you have to be employed. You just need to get an estimate on the vehicle repairs. Submit that to us along with your paycheck stubs, driver's license, registration of the vehicle. And then once we look at the repairs and we approve those repairs, we just contact the mechanic, let them know they've been approved. They send us the bill and then we pay it. So, yes.
So is there, you say when we approve it, so what are you looking at? Anything else? Are you looking at income? Are you looking at number of children? Are you looking at job type, locate, like what do I have to?
No.
Okay.
Just as long as you're employed and have children in the home and you need those vehicle repairs, then yes. The only thing we really look at is the making sure that the value of the vehicle isn't more than the repairs. And once those repairs are done, will it make the vehicle safe and roadworthy?
Right. Is it enough to make it help you get to work?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Cool. So what else are those funds able to be used for?
Well, if you find employment and you have a specific uniform that you have to wear, whether it be a black shirt or black pants or shoes or steel-toe boots, we can help with a clothing allowance to help purchase those, and what clothing you need or your uniform that you need as well.
Awesome.
So yeah, and that doesn't have an income limit, or like a limit on it. So if you, what we do usually with that is we have the client go on to Amazon.com and look for what they exactly need. Mm-hmm. Send us the copy of the picture of it, and then we order it and have it directly shipped right to them.
Oh, cool! So you don't have to do the shopping; just pick it out. Okay.
Yep, nice. You pick it up, and then it's done.
Excellent. So stuff to keep you working.
Yes, absolutely. And we can also help with if you are needing insurance on your vehicle. We can help with paying up to 3 months insurance on your vehicle. Vehicle tabs, if you need to renew your tabs, we can assist with helping with that. I'm trying to think. I think that's most of what the covers in that. But anything that's related to needing to keep you keep you employed and sustain employment, we can help with that.
Okay, awesome. And
funds.
You just call and say, I need this stuff.
Yep. Exactly.
And there will be a number that you're going to tell me when we keep saying just call, and I'll put that in there too. It's not a secret. That'll be in the comments. So awesome. And that one, what was that called? Workforce. There's so many.
Direct supported services.
Direct supportive services. Okay. Awesome.
Yes. And like I said, right now we have tons of money. We want to get it spent because if we don't spend it all in the year, then we lose it. Mm-hmm. So we don't want to lose it. We want to be able to get it spent by the end of September.
All right. Well, I know lots of people that could use that. So spreading the word, and hopefully we can get more phone calls headed your way.
Yes, that would be great. I want to get the money spent.
Mm-hmm. What else? Do you have anything else to talk about, Tonya?
The next program is our State Emergency Relief Program.
Okay.
This program is, you do have the same process, the application process, either through MyBridges, paper.
Okay.
And this program helps if you're in a bind and you need assistance with electric, heat bills. If you're in a past due or shut off status, we can help to pay for those to be current. That it also includes if you have eviction. We can help with a court-ordered eviction.
Okay.
Now, your housing has to be affordable for us to help with that. So just, you have to have employment or some type of income and be able to afford the housing for us to help with that.
So is this for families, for parents with children again? Is that who qualifies for that? Is that just
anyone can qualify for that?
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't have to be specific families. It can be elderly, disabled, single homes. Anyone could qualify for the state emergency relief and help with that.
Okay.
Propane fills that they need propane for their heat. We can help with a propane fill as well. For foreclosures, if you're in a foreclosure situation, that program can help to keep you in your home. I'm trying to think what else. Property tax sale, if you're in a property tax situation, sale, we can help with that. But again, that application is wood pellets. So I know a lot of people are doing, wood,
right.
Actually firewood. We can help purchase firewood.
Fuel,
pellets.
Okay.
Anything that's whatever helps to heat your home, we can help with.
Right.
Some of the other home ownership they can qualify for is if they need furnace repairs. We can help with furnace repairs, basic structure to the home, repairs to the basic structure to the home. Windows, if they need, windows, anything like that, anything with a home, water, plumbing, situation, we can help with through that program as well.
So it would be the same. I sign up or I get my bridges that get sent to somebody, and then I'm contacted by a caseworker to get me.
Sometimes with the state emergency relief, we don't have to do interviews. So we could process it as long as if we have everything there, then we can process that without an interview right away.
Okay.
And, if we do have questions on the application that something that's, is questionable, whether it's income or assets, then we'll give them a call and help them to get the verifications in so that we can get that processed right away.
Okay.
That program, we have 10 days to process that. So we like to, we need to get
quickly.
those verifications in right away. Then we'll contact the client to help them get those verifications.
Right. I mean, assuming and imagining it's an emergency situation,
yes.
And you need this as soon as possible. So what does that look like then? It gets approved or it's processed. Do I, as the homeowner, do I buy the windows, and it's like how?
With the homeowners, they would have to provide us an estimate by a licensed contractor, and then once we determine if they're eligible, we contact the licensed contractor directly, let them know that we've approved so much towards the bill, and then they just send us the invoice for that.
Okay, so part of the application process is this estimate, what it's going to cost, basically, what I need to have covered. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then with the heat and electric, a lot of times we can get those shut-off notices through the different websites. DTE consumers, we have access to be able to pull their bills right away. Great Lakes Energy is another one.
Wow.
We can contact them and get their bills. So it is helpful if they could upload a copy of their utility bill. A lot quicker for us to be able to do that. But we do have access to get those for them and be able to process it right away. The same with wood delivery. We have quite a few wood providers that we have contact with, emails that we're able to contact them directly and get those approved and have a delivery of wood sent to them.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's a good, and hopefully once you get through this emergency situation, you can move on to that and don't need it again. I imagine you see repeat clients just in situations. Is that something that is allowable? And if like I needed it in December, but I'm also needing it again in March.
Yes, it is. You do have a cap, depending on what program. Natural gas right now is $850 a year cap.
Okay.
Electric is an $850 year cap. Propane's $1,200 a year cap. Okay. So as long as you haven't met that cap, then we can do it again throughout that year. You have up to that whole year to be able to apply for that program and for us to assist you. Mm-hmm.
Nice. That should get you through a few months, hopefully. especially if
Yes.
the weather is kind of mild, but
Yes. Yeah, cross our fingers that stays.
right. That's always helpful for the heat bills. Um,
Yes.
awesome. So that's the emergency fund
Mhm.
program,
Yep. Yep. The state emergency relief
state
application or
emergency
funds.
relief. Awesome. Phew. Is there anything
I
else?
know. I know. A lot of information.
Well, I'm wondering, Tanya, is there, in my brain with columns and rows, like I want to see a piece of paper that says, here's the name of the program. Here's, does it have income eligibility? Does it have other criteria? What's the maximum amount? How often can I use it? That sort of thing. Are there partnering agencies? Does something like that exist, or is that on the website where I can kind of go in, or is my best bet just filling it out and talking with a person and explaining my situation? It just seems like so much to
I know.
process and to have all in one place.
I agree. Absolutely. You can go on to the
I've got to let my cat out. One.
you can go on to the www.michigan.gov website. You can search in there for income eligibility scales that to be able
Okay.
to qualify and what the income brackets are. Um, but and just to kind of get an idea. And if you're
Right.
in somewhere in that ball game, then I would apply, submit an application. It doesn't hurt.
Right. Well, it's just kind of nice to know, like the things, like we're saying, you need to be a parent, or you don't, or you need to be elderly, or whatever it is. There's an age
Yeah.
limit, or an income limit, or a family size limit. Just nice to have an idea. I'm not even going to consider that because I don't qualify off the bat, but I guess you might as well apply, and they can just, you know.
Well, yeah, and we can also offer some other resources or other agencies
Mm-hmm.
for them too if they don't qualify. So it's always helpful to be able to talk to a caseworker and see what other resources are out there for them. Just like the direct supportive services, um, you know, if you don't qualify for food or cash or daycare, but you're on medical,
Right.
we can still help you with those. Even if you're over that income limit for our other programs, the direct services program doesn't have an income limit. So those are things that you could qualify
Right.
for, that might be helpful, especially when you have a big repair bill
Right.
or, a vehicle repair bill or something like that. And, you're right on that,
Right on the
income
line. Yeah.
bracket and everything. Yeah, we
Yep.
can help with that.
Excellent. And we didn't really talk about food. I don't know if that's something that the food assistance program, if you want to mention really quickly. I mean, it's another direct
Oh, absolutely. Yep,
service.
yep, yep.
Mm-hmm.
I do determine eligibility for food assistance for families too, and that program, yes, with the food assistance program, again that income eligibility is online, but you submit an application the same way. We would need to verify your income is all we need to verify is income. So if you have paycheck stubs, just upload your paycheck stubs with that application,
Okay.
and it makes the process go a lot quicker and get approved for the food assistance. When we determine eligibility for food, we look at gross income, child support income, any unearned income. We also look at if there's a child support payment, if someone pays child support. We do budget for that expense. We budget for shelter expense, heat bills. We use that in our budget. Now those are standard allowance. The heat and electric, we don't use what you actually pay. You get a standard allowance for
Okay.
that expense from your income.
Okay.
But again, as long as your assets are under $15,000, you could potentially qualify for food assistance, and the only thing we verify is your income.
So is there, so I'd find the income eligibility charts, assets across the board. Was that like money in the bank? Is that retirement funds? Is that education funds? Is that housing? Um,
When we look at countable assets, we look at bank accounts. If you have, your home is excluded as an
Okay.
asset, but if you do have other property
Right.
or other homes, then we do look at those as a countable asset. Um, we don't look at vehicles. That's not a countable asset in our policy. So it's mainly just like bank statements, any assets that you have, prepaid vendor cards. If you have like the child support prepaid vendor cards, we would just need your statement on what the balance is on that.
Okay.
401ks, things like that, we do count as, those are countable assets, yeah.
Okay. What is, and you said housing, so like rent payments or mortgage payment, is that, okay.
Yep, if you pay mortgage, property tax, insurance, homeowners insurance, and then, or rent, it just you pay rent or lot rent if you own a mobile home, and then, so we'll count the, we'll look at your mortgage as well as your lot rent.
What happens if you're currently unhoused and don't have a rent bill or a mortgage bill because that's not available to you? But is there like a standard allowance for that? Because clearly needing a little bit of assistance and getting.
Yep. Well, if you're homeless, if you're at a homeless shelter, we do have a homeless shelter deduction that you can receive for towards the food assistance as well. You have to have you have to have some type of shelter expense. So if you pay your own phone, that is considered a shelter expense. Or if you have to pay, if you're at the homeless shelter and you have to pay like $100 to stay there, that's considered something like an expense. We can use that homeless shelter deduction.
Or
and you'll get that.
Perhaps like living in a vehicle, or like vehicle expenses would be like your insurance, or I'm not sure how it would work for that, but that would be okay.
And if you are homeless and at a homeless shelter living out of your car, that state emergency relief program you can apply for, and we can help with getting you into housing. Pay the first month's rent and security deposit to help you get into a home.
Oh, awesome.
But you'd need to find the place.
Right.
You'd have to find the place.
Yep.
Which Northwest Community Action Agency is a good place to go to get to some housing information on especially low income housing, so that we can help you to get into that place too as well.
Okay, excellent. Well, it's definitely an MCAA, and it's great working with them, and also Michigan Works. So all these agencies working together to get people
out there,
getting people on their feet and moving. Awesome. So food assistance program. I think that's like number 6 so far. Have we missed anything?
I don't think so. I think that covers most of the programs that I have.
We crossed the big ones off. So I will, I'm sure there's more questions, and I always have more questions, but I will want to put, and I will put the phone number in that I call. Is there a general intake number for, would I be going through the Emmett-Charlevoix County office specifically for our area? Okay, so is there a local number?
It's a client connect number. It's a 1-844 number, and it goes, it's kind of routed out between all 5 of our geo counties. Okay. So Sheboygan, Presque Isle, Charlevoix, Emmett, and Antrim.
Okay. So do you have that number off the top of your head?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to plop that in since we've been talking about it so much.
And that number is 1-844.
Okay.
464.
464.
3447.
3447.
And they can leave a message, and then that message will be sent to me, because I handle all of the direct supportive services for Antrim, Charlevoix, and Emmett County.
Okay.
So that message would get to me, and then I would contact the client and discuss what type of services they are looking for.
So you are the person that I will talk to when I call that 844 number.
No, well, you won't talk directly.
Well, once you'll get my call.
Yes.
You'll get my
Yes.
Once I call it,
I will be the one that will
yes.
be contacting you regarding those services and let you know what we need in the process, and the checklist of the items that we need to be able to get that services for them.
Awesome. So you're not technically my case manager, or there might be some other people I'm working with in the office for different programs and things like that, but you're my first go-to, and you're going to send me in the right direction.
Yes, I would. Now, if you're on the CASH program, I will definitely be your caseworker for Antrim, Charlevoix, Emmett County. And during that time frame, then clients can connect to me directly. They have my direct phone number here in the office to be able to call me and get in contact with me. So I handle all the cash cases, family cash cases, in direct supportive services. So you'll be talking to me when
For
we
those
discuss
programs.
those two programs. Yes.
So, well, that sounds like a pleasure, and appreciate your enthusiasm and your positivity. And I love to see that after almost 20 years of working, supporting our communities. And so, anything
Yes.
else that we need to mention? I would love to just write it all down just for my brain to have it in there, but I can go to the website, which is, should I just go to the statewide website, or is there a specific one that's more local that would be clear for me, or is it just michigan.gov?
The Michigan.gov one, yeah,
Okay.
that'd be the best one to go to, yes.
Okay,
For
is it-
any
Is it like
more detail about our programs that we offer, you can look at all of the programs we have to offer on that site.
So would it be the michigan.gov/MDHHS specifically?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just kind of browsing while I'm talking to you here, so I'm gonna pop that in there. Now, here we go. Beautiful. Well, that was a record-breaking session.
I know, a lot of information in a short period of time, but yes.
Really good to
But
have.
I'm just glad to get word out to the community of what all the programs we have to offer. I don't think a lot of people know that, especially like I said, the direct supportive services, that's not,
Right.
out there for people to know, and the funding that we have for that. So I am glad to be able to get the word out to the community that we have those funds, so that we can spend it. We
Right.
need to spend it.
Right.
So.
We want people to use it. It's there to
Yes.
be used. And I think people, it's hard. We're always advocating, the strength of asking for help and when it's needed. And a lot of us have never needed to ask for help before. And it's unfamiliar and it's uncomfortable. And,
Yes.
there's still stigma behind that. And I think whenever we can break that down, we can welcome people, we can encourage them, we can, really emphasize how important this is, what a strength it is to ask for help when you need it.
Yes.
You're not going to need it forever, and let's use it while it's here to get you going along a little faster. So hopefully people are really feeling that and welcome and invited to call. And I just might be just running through all the posts you see on Facebook, daily, weekly about, hey, this thing happened. Does anybody know what I can do? And I'm like, I've got an 844 number for you. Just
There you go.
I'm just going to start popping that thing in everywhere and all my posts and get people headed your direction. And hopefully we can share the word and encourage that it gets used.
Yes, that'd be great.
So if there's nothing else, they can
Any
sign
other
up.
questions?
I think I've asked so many. So many.
I overwhelmed everyone with all of it.
I think just head over to the website, check it out, the My Bridges. If you think you're going to qualify or you think you're going to use any of these services, you can fill that out. Call the number and you'll get a phone call back from a really well-informed, caring individual. And I think that's the main takeaway here. If you've got a need, you might be able to get it fixed. So wonderful.
And especially before you get too far, into a situation where you're just trying to just dig yourself out. Get in here as soon as you can, and get that, get it taken care of, and let us help you before it gets too overwhelming for you.
Yeah, I love that approach because with the asking for help, like, no, I got this. No, I can do this. You're like, okay, I'm getting buried, but nope, I'm pretty sure I can. Until you're like, I should have reached out 3 months ago.
Yes.
It's not gotten better; it's gotten worse. And so, yeah, get there early. As soon as you notice you're starting to struggle or something's coming up, reach out. And if you can't get help right away, then maybe you'll at least be prepared for if something does come. So
Absolutely, yes.
wonderful, Tonya. Thank you so much for coming and sharing all that with us. If anybody has any questions today or in the future and they pop them in the comments, we'll definitely send them to you. But hopefully they will just call you and see if they can get it answered that way. And we will have this up on our Facebook page, and we'll have it posted on our website after a little while here, so everybody can read it and watch it, and we will spread the word because it's a really, really valuable services that you're providing there.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Everybody, we're signing off, and have a great, wonderful holiday season.